Roughly 1 in 5 families have a loved one with special needs, according to U.S. Census data. And if we don't have a loved one in our own family, we likely know someone who does. Passing on an inheritance to someone with special needs is different than a traditional inheritance. And joining us today to explain those differences is our legal expert, Danielle. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lauren.
Of course. So when we talk about a loved one with special needs, what exactly do we mean by that?
Well, for purposes of our conversation today, it's really a loved one who has a physical issue, a medical issue, or maybe a cognitive issue, and they're receiving government benefits like SSI and Medicaid. And when you receive benefits like that, it restricts the amount of money that you can have in your name, and that's what makes it really hard for parents who want to pass on an inheritance to their loved ones.
Yeah.
Luckily, we can use something called a special needs trust. It allows mom and dad or any loved one to pass on money to a special needs individual so they can maintain their government benefits and get an inheritance.
Okay. And can you break that down? How does that special needs trust, how exactly does that work?
Well, a simplified way to understand it is there's a trustee that mom and dad appoint. It can be another child, it can be a loved one, and they're managing the money for the benefit of the special needs individual who can use the money from the trust for anything to enrich their lives. It can be going on vacation, supplemental medical or dental needs, pets, you name it, but the key is it's not to replace the government benefits, is to supplement the benefits.
And we know when it comes to estate planning, mistakes can be made, and we want people to avoid those mistakes. What are some of the biggest mistakes you often see with planning for loved ones with special needs?
I really want to address this. I think it's such an important question because you know, we never want to make estate planning mistakes, but if we have a loved one with special needs, it can be devastating to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things is you really do need to work with an attorney who doesn't just do estate planning, but specializes in this, because one wrong word in the trust could actually prevent your loved one from getting government benefits.
Okay.
And so that's number one, work with a specialist. We also don't want to make the mistake, and I've seen this a lot, parents think, oh, I'm going to disinherit my loved one with special needs and leave everything to my other children, and they'll just take care of Johnny.
Yeah.
And that's a bad idea too, because your other kids maybe have creditor issues, whether it's a divorce, maybe they're going to Vegas and they lose the money. So if you want the money to go to your loved one, a special needs trust is a much better way to do it. Okay. And then the other mistake I see is just doing traditional planning or no planning at all. And in that case, your loved one would most likely go off of government benefits unless we petition the court.
Got it. All right. Such great information, Danielle.
Thank you
so much for being here.
Thank you.